So that kind of sent me into a massive thought spiral where I was like, do I really want to do UGC? Like maybe I should just go back and get a casual job. I'd like to begin by respectfully acknowledging the people of the Yugambeh language region, the traditional owners of the land on which this podcast is being recorded today, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present. Welcome to the Can You Shut Up podcast. I'm your host, Taylor, and in this podcast, we pretty much just talk about everything and anything. I like to refer to it as talking shit and giving tips. So come hang out with me and let's learn, grow, cry, laugh, and chase our dreams together. Hello, welcome back to the Can You Shut Up podcast. My name's Taylor. Welcome back to the potty. Welcome if you're new. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I have been fucking MIA once again. I've been MIA. I did the collab episode with Jess. It was a fucking vibe. If you have not listened to it, go listen to it because it was just like, oh my God, recording with someone else was the best thing ever. I've never recorded with someone because you probably would have heard it already. But the first time like recording with someone, it was just so much fun. Like the conversation just bounced so much easier and I wasn't just like stuck in my own head thinking like, what am I saying? Am I saying the right thing? It was like literally having a conversation, but you had microphones in your face. So it was a vibe. We loved that. That episode was so fun to film. But after that, I kind of spiraled out. I'm not going to lie. I started overthinking a lot about should I really do this podcast because I kind of felt like I couldn't talk properly. I was listening back to the episode and I was like, oh my God, like I sound so silly. Like and I need to stop saying the word like in between every fucking word. I'm really trying to work on that. So I'm really trying to work on that because like, oh my God, I just said it again. Okay, I need to calm down. Let me restart what I was saying. So I basically just fell into a massive heap of imposter syndrome. Is that a sentence? I don't really know. But I just had so much imposter syndrome. I was just thinking, am I really good enough for a podcast? Because I don't feel like I speak properly. I mumble my words this all happened when I was listening back to the episode with Jess because I was really nitpicking myself because I guess I had someone else next to me that I was kind of comparing myself to. I was like, I don't sound very smart. I'm not really pronouncing my words properly. I don't sound like a good talker. So I kind of just fell into a bit of a spiral and I was just questioning. I was like, do I really want to do a podcast? Am I really good enough for a podcast? And that sent me into like a couple of weeks of spiraling. I was like, I'm not going to do a podcast for a bit. I'm just going to give it a break. I'm going to work through my thoughts, work through my limiting beliefs here. Like, do I want to do this podcast? Blah, 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 blah. I feel like it's been a whole last month since I've uploaded a podcast and I feel so disconnected from the podcast. I did take a break. Quote unquote, I took a break to like rediscover my purpose behind the podcast. But no, I was just being a fucking lazy person because I did not want to upload because I didn't feel good enough to do the podcast. And then I was also so freaking busy with UGC work. I was just so freaking stressed. So yeah, that's a quick rundown of what the frick happened. Let's get back to structure. I'm going to do a weekly recap, a holy shit moment, and then we're going to get into this episode, which is going to be all about what the fuck do I want to do with my life? Because honestly, that's where I feel like I'm at now. I feel like I'm back in this same position of where I was at when I kind of started this podcast. So I'm excited to talk about it. And I feel like I've just got a whole different perspective on this topic at the moment. So let's dive deep into it. But first, weekly recap and holy shit moment of the week. So weekly recap, last week was very hectic work-wise. I was very busy with UGC work, which I'm going to get into in a second in like the main episode because I definitely want to talk about that. I wasn't doing good mentally either. Not good mentally, but then I got my period. So, it all worked out. I was like, that's why I was having a fucking breakdown every second because I got my period. When I get my period, I definitely just cannot control my emotions or thoughts at all. And when I'm not on my period, like when I'm not having PMS symptoms, I feel very aligned. I feel happy. I feel excited. I know how to like ground myself. I know how to clear my mind. But when I'm on my period, I cannot for the life of me control my emotions or just, come back to the center, like come back to my center and just calm the fuck down. Like if I have one bad thought, my whole day is fucking gone. My whole day is gone. So I don't really know how to deal with that because it only happens around my period, which is, I'm pretty sure that's normal because it's just all your hormones going all over the place. So, but that usually is like a whole week out of the month, which fuck me. I just like these girls just have it so fucking tough, man. Girls have it so fucking tough. But I got my period for the first time naturally. So I was on the pill for probably like 3 years of my life a while ago. And then I came off the pill probably 3 years ago now. And I've never gotten my period like naturally month to month. I always get it very randomly. I never know when it's coming. I do get the symptoms, but sometimes like I never believe. This is really TMI, but like I don't really give a shit. But for the first time, I got it exactly a month after when I had it last. So that is like the first freaking time I've ever got my period naturally in like the right time frame, like the natural cycle. Your natural cycle? I don't know how I'm wording this. I don't really know that much about the proper terminology. But yeah, that's kind of exciting. And I don't know how I did that because, to be honest, I don't eat healthy at all. I eat fucking shit as. And I watched a TikTok last night actually, and it was saying how your gut health makes up 95% of your happiness hormone. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if anything on TikTok's true, but if I watch it and it clicks with me, I'm like, hell yeah, that's true. So that made me realize that I need to actually get my diet together because I do not eat healthy. I've been binge eating again. It's just not been a good month since I've posted last. So I'm going to update you though. I'm going to update you because this is what this whole episode is going to be about. But holy shit moment of the week, what is it going to be? I think the holy shit moment of the week is going to be that I figured out that holy shit, I fucking hate wine. I went to a wine tasting thing yesterday and we tried like different red wines and different white wines, and it's just so disgusting. Like I cannot comprehend how people just can sip it and enjoy it. Like, dude, are you tasting the same fucking thing I'm tasting? Because this tastes like absolute chemical acid shit. So yeah, I don't like wine. I mean, it might grow on me. That was very like hypocritical of what I just said before, but it might grow on me. Who knows? Who friggin' knows? But especially red wine, that shit is nasty. I don't know how my mum drinks it or my dad drinks it because, that shit be nasty. Okay, let's get into this episode because I've got a lot on my mind that I want to share and get off. Okay, so as you know, I took a month off this podcast, and I'm going to talk about it because yes, I spiraled out. I didn't think I was good enough for the podcast and made me question, like, do I really want to do this podcast? And as you might know, I'm going to retell the story because I don't know if someone new is listening. I mean, fingers crossed, hopefully you are. But at the end of last year, I quit my job. So since the start of this year, I've been completely self-employed. I mean, I wasn't self-employed for a good few months there. I was just freaking doing stuff and not making money. But I'm kind of officially, self-employed. I'm doing UGC, which is user-generated content, which is pretty much just creating content for brands to use as ads. So like those ads that you see on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok of people like promoting a product and they're all sponsored posts is usually it's usually a UGC creator that's created that ad. So that's what I'm doing at the moment as like my job. And I got really fucking busy with it. So I got so busy these past probably like 3 weeks, especially like during the time when I wasn't posting my podcast. I was so busy with UGC, and this is the first time I've been like really, really busy for the first time, like properly working for myself. And I was fucking spiraling out. I just could not keep up with the workload. And when I look at it, it wasn't even that much work. Like, to be honest, it was not that much work. I was putting so much pressure on myself to get shit done so quick that I ended up just resisting the whole process, because UGC is literally filming content and editing content, which is my passion. Like, I've been creating and editing and filming YouTube videos since I was a little girl, since I was like 8 years old. I've loved editing. I've loved filming. Like, this whole UGC thing should be so fun for me, but I was resisting the whole process. It made me hate editing. It made me hate filming because I was putting so much stress on myself because I had so many deadlines of these brands wanted these videos by certain dates, and I just felt like I was drowning in work. But when I zoomed out and looked at everything from just looking over everything I had to do, I really didn't have that much to do. I was just being lazy and was spending most of my days just on my bed scrolling on TikTok, not being able to get out of this slump I was in because I just knew I had so many things to do. And it was kind of just like I was stuck in this subconscious stress, but I was too lazy to do anything about it and actually action all the things I had to do. So every day it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And that kind of just led me to not wanting to film, not wanting to edit. And then when I did actually get up and film, because obviously if I wanted to make money, I had to fucking do the work. So when I actually did get up and film, the video was ready to edit, but I got into CapCut and I went to edit it, and I was like, this is fucking so boring. Like, I hate this. And that made me so sad because editing is like my favorite hobby ever. Editing is like my little safe space. I've been doing it, like, as I said, since I was so young. I've always edited on YouTube. I used to chuck sickies from school so I could just stay home and edit YouTube videos. I just love editing so much. It's literally like my therapy. Like, I just zone out for hours on end just editing. But when I first started UGC, I didn't have a thought that editing might become, like, I might resist editing because I'm turning into like my passion and my hobby into paid things. When I started resisting editing, it really just broke my heart. I was like, fuck, I don't know if I want to do UGC anymore because I don't want to ruin the editing process for me. I don't want to ruin this passion and this hobby. I love editing. I love filming. And if I'm doing UGC and I'm doing it for money now, it feels like a job. I don't want it to feel like work. I don't want it to feel hard. I want it to feel fun. And I haven't edited any YouTube videos for ages either because I wasn't enjoying editing. Like I was like, fuck this, I hate editing. Like I want to save all my editing like brain capacity for when I've got to edit for UGC, which is paid, like my paid work. So that kind of sent me into a massive, thought spiral where I was like, do I really want to do UGC? Like maybe I should just go back and get a casual job and just focus on like editing YouTube videos and posting YouTube videos and try and grow my YouTube channel, because that is where my true deep passion is. So yesterday I kind of got everything sent off. Like I got all the UGC videos sent off for what I had to do. So everything is sent off at the moment, and that's probably why I'm filming this. That is why I'm filming this podcast right now, because I've got not that many things on my to-do list. I feel very stress-free and I'm ready to go again. Like I want to edit YouTube videos. I want to do this stuff, but I'm feeling that way because I know I don't have any UGC work to do. So I'm kind of just in this situation where I'm like, do I really like UGC, or was I just like in kind of I was just in a stress mode and I was just making it feel so much harder than it was? Because in reality, UGC, it is easy and fun for me, but I'm so scared that there's going to be, like, I'm going to cross the line where editing turns into and feels like work and it feels hard. Because editing, like as I said, editing is like my little baby. It's my safe space. I don't want to ruin that process for me. I'm stuck right now. I'm stuck because yes, UGC is amazing money for like, you get so much money for, like an hour of work. I'm pretty sure I'm charging why am I saying I'm pretty sure? I know I'm charging $300 for a video, give and take, if like the brand wants to negotiate. $300 for a video, and that will take me about half an hour to film and then around half an hour to an hour to edit. So that's a lot of money for like 1 hour, half an hour, 1 hour of work. So it is amazing money and it is fun for me, especially at the start. It was so fun. I was like, holy shit, I'm getting paid to edit and film videos. Like this was what little baby Taylor dreamt of. But I think my problem was, which I kind of realized last night when I was laying in bed till like fucking 1 a.m. I did not get a good sleep because I was thinking so much. But I kind of realized last night that I accepted every single deal, every single paid UGC deal that came my way, I accepted it. And I think that's where my problem was. I was accepting deals that didn't feel aligned with me. I was promoting products and saying things about products that didn't feel authentic to me. And yes, like my name isn't associated with the brand. Like I'm just creating content for them, and obviously my face is on there though. And I think that's what I'm scared of, because my main goal is to grow my YouTube channel, is to grow my personal Instagram. My main goal is to be pretty much an influencer. Like I want to be an influencer because YouTube is just my fucking baby. Like as I said, don't know how many times I got to say it. I love creating content. I'm really getting into fashion again. So I'm going to like really take my Instagram to the next level. So those Instagram and YouTube are like the two things I really want to grow. My personal accounts, they're like my main goal. So I feel like with UGC, when I'm promoting these products and my name isn't necessarily attached to the brand or the video, but my face is there. So I'm thinking, if I want to grow my personal brand, are people going to recognize me for like who I am as my personal self? Or are they going to say, oh my God, I've seen that girl in an ad before of this product that was like shit. I don't know if I'm overthinking this, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. So I'm just like thinking, do I really want to... Well, no, I'm not thinking. I know that I should not be accepting every single deal. I've realized that now. I was just seeing the price tag and I was like, yep, money, money, money. I need fucking money because I don't have a secure income. I'm just working for myself because UGC is my only source of income right now. So I know like I was accepting every single deal because money, money, money. I need the money. But it really has made me realize that I need to stop accepting every deal. I need to look at the brand, look at the product, look at the scripts the brand is sending me. What am I saying about this product? Is this like true? Do I feel aligned? Do I feel authentically me? Because if I'm not feeling authentically me, that's when I start to feel burnt out. That's when I start to feel drained. That's when I start to resist the whole video, the whole editing process, because I'm not feeling proud of the work I've done. I'm not feeling aligned to it. It's feeling just icky. Like I'm like, oh, I don't like my face being attached to this video I'm making. So that's the big realization I had last night. And I'm definitely going to really stick with that coming up like just the rest of my UGC journey. Like I'm going to really stick with that. If a brand reaches out to me, I'm going to, question myself. Like, do I want this product? I'm going to do more research basically is what I'm saying. I'm not going to just say, oh my God, yes, straight away. Cause that's what I always do. I'm just like, oh my God, a brand reaches out. Oh my God, yes, I'll do it for you. Like, I don't even know what the fucking product is yet, but yes, I'll do it. Like, girl, I need to calm down. So that's where I'm at. I'm just kind of like, fuck, do I want to go back and just get a casual job and just have that secure income so I can focus on my Instagram and my YouTube, because those are the main things I want to do. But then at the same time, I feel so grateful to be in this position where I am working for myself. I've got flexible hours. I can just work from home because let's be real, I don't want to be around people. I love being in my own company. I love working from home. It's the best. Yeah, that's kind of the situation I'm in at the moment. I don't know if I want to go back and get a casual job while I work on my goals, or I want to keep doing UGC working from home, working for myself, and then still trying to do the side hustle things. I think that's where it's hard, because with UGC, I can't switch off. Like UGC, I'm constantly on. I'm constantly on my social media, my UGC social medias. But then if I had a casual job, I could come home and completely switch off from my job and then get straight into my YouTube and Instagram. So do you see what I'm saying? This is like the predicament I'm in. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? But am I just going through a spiral as well with UGC, where I just need to calm down a bit? And if I start only accepting deals that feel aligned and authentic to me, will it all start to feel more natural, and will UGC become fun again? So can you see where my brain's at? I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And then I've also got that fear factor, which I know is a limiting belief. I'm very aware of it, but I've got that fear factor of, what if my YouTube and Instagram never make it? And what if I'm stuck in a casual job? Like, I'd prefer to be still growing UGC, because at least then, I'm still doing content creation as a living, because that is definitely fun for me. But, I'm so fucking lost. I just feel lost again. I feel lost, but I'm super proud that I am picking up this camera, not picking up the camera. Well, yes, I picked up the camera, put it on the tripod, and I picked up the microphone, and I'm filming this podcast. Also, if you didn't know, I actually filmed the whole podcast episode and posted to YouTube. So if you want to see me talking, I honestly prefer, actually, I don't know what I prefer. I listen to podcasts when I'm driving. So I just listen to the audio podcast when I'm driving. But then all my favorite American YouTubers that have turned to like podcasters, like Law DIY, Zane and Heath. Oh, and I kind of listen to like the Logan Paul podcast too, not gonna lie. Kind of controversial, but like it's very fun when he's got good guests on. Who do you have on the other day? Oh, he had Kevin Hart on. I was like, dude, that was a fun episode. So I watch those ones on my TV because I find them very fun to watch. So if you want to like listen to me and watch me at the same time, get out some snacks, then I'm on YouTube as well, because as you know, I fucking love YouTube. Got to get on there as well. But before I started recording this podcast, I went through my whole notes app on my phone and like reorganized shit. I wrote a massive list of podcast ideas. So I'm feeling super motivated again. And I also made a list of podcast products I want to launch one day, like podcast product ideas. I've got 2 products I've got 3 actually. So I really want to launch products with this podcast. So that's like my goal. I'm feeling passionate about the podcast again. I was very just off my game. I was letting the limiting beliefs win of, oh my God, I'm not good enough for a podcast. Like, I'm going to run out of things to say. Like, I'm boring. Who the fuck's going to listen to me? All of this shit. But I do love the podcast. I want to put time and effort and energy into the podcast. I want to make it more real, more just authentic, the podcast. I feel like I was kind of being a little bit fake in my first few episodes. Was I? No, I don't know. I actually feel like I'm being quite authentic on the podcast. But I definitely want to leave in more bits of me just like, I don't know, like saying and like, fuck me. I hate listening back to when I'm listening back to this podcast and editing, and the amount of times I say fucking like, it drives me insane. So I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry that now that I've mentioned me saying like, you're probably going to hear it a lot more, because that happens with me too. But yes, I feel like oh my God, I'm just noticed I'm saying liked again. But I feel like I'm definitely feeling more aligned with the podcast. I also recognize when I was in my podcast break, having a little tantrum of what the frick I wanted to do with this podcast, I kind of realized as well that I don't necessarily just want to talk about self-development and motivation and inspirational topics. I also want to talk about just life and experience I've had, and like conspiracy theory, because I am a conspiracy theorist. I don't freaking know how you pronounce that word. I don't know what the word is for it, but I love learning about conspiracy theories. I love reading about them. Not really learning. I don't know if that's the right word, but I love reading about them, watching them. I want to talk about conspiracy theories. I want to talk about it all. I don't want to niche down in this podcast. And I feel like my videos that do the best on TikTok, especially because I post little podcast clips, the ones that do the best are all the motivational, inspirational little clips of me talking. So I feel like I was putting pressure on myself to only talk about motivational topics, but that's not just me. Like, I have so many other things I want to share, like personal stories, high school stories, like life stories and stuff. And also topics like I want to give advice. I want to grow my community so I can do little hotline episodes and advice episodes. I want to do more with this podcast. And I feel like that's why I'm more passionate about the podcast, because I've accepted that, hey, I don't now have to just do motivational content. I can just talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. That's why it's called Can You Shut Up? Because we don't fucking shut up about anything over here. We just keep on talking. So that's what I'm going to do. But that is all I really have to say. I think I'm probably going to end this podcast and then remember a million other things I wanted to say. But hey, it's fine. It's fine. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you for listening to this episode. I am going to be back weekly. Actually, am I going to say that? Yes, I am. I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to be back weekly, uploading on the socials, little contents. I've also got a bunch of cool little graphics I want to make for Instagram, like quotes and like little pictures and stuff. Not illustrated by me, but like edited by me in Canva. But yeah, I'm feeling super passionate about the podcast. So thank you for sticking around. Watch this space. I'm not fucking saying watch this space. I need to grow up. Just stick around. Stick around. I'm going to be sticking around. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're driving, drive safe. And I'll be back in your ears, or I'll be back on your screen in next week's episode. So goodbye for now. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I really do appreciate it more than you know. If you're feeling a little bored and want to do something, then you're more than welcome to leave a review, give me a follow, share with friends, whatever you want to do. No pressure though. And also, any feedback is more than welcome. Just come slide into my DMs on Instagram or TikTok. The username is just canyoushutup.podcast. If you're driving, drive safely, and I hope you all have the most magical day filled with new opportunities and memories. And I'll be back in your ears next week. Bye.